Okay. We're in Gatlinburg right at the moment. And what we're going to do, we're going to go from Gatlinburg to Cherokee. And I'm going to do it all on the self-driving mode of the Tesla car. This is a 2025 Tesla Model 3. So it's the cheapest one. And we're going to do self-driving from one side to the other. Now we're going to, just before Smoky Mountain Park here, we're going to stop, and I'm going to take my self-driving and put it as low as it goes, because I've never done this before, and I've only been familiar with the self-driving for only a week and a half. So this is a new venture for myself too. And as soon as we get through this idiot Gatlinburg with all the police and stop and everybody trying to hit each other, we're going to stop right at the entrance of the Smoky Mountain, and then we're going to set up the automatic driving to the lowest level possible. And I will have my hand on the steering wheel just in case, and my foot next to the brake just in case. And if I touch any of it, you'll be able to see it right on the screen of how many times I disabled the system, or might not have disabled the system at all. So we're getting close to be at the end of Gatlinburg. Yeah, we're almost there now. So we're gonna stop the video right at the moment and get everything ready to go, and I'll show you what I do on the screen. What we're going to do is go into autopilot, and all of our settings right here, I picked chill. The offset, I don't even understand that part, so I just leave it at 40, what they recommended. Speed, I want to tell it, I really don't want to speed too much. Front collision, I'm going to leave it at early. Lane assist, well, we ain't going to be changing lanes anyway. So that's all I'm going to be doing on this. So we're going to go back to settings. In reverse. Okay, now we're getting ready to leave. This is the parking lot just before the park.
Now turn right onto Parkway.
Okay, making a right-hand turn. And I'm going to push the button now. I'm going to put this so you can see the map. So we're heading into the entrance of the park. And there's the sign right there, Smoky Mountains. "35 miles an hour, and the car always does faster. Can never figure it out. It's doing 39. I'm laying my hand on the steering wheel because I don't know what to expect. We got a lot of boulders on the side here. So hopefully I'm going to make a full video from one end to the other, as long as my GoPro battery lasts. And I'll probably be rattling off halfway through. Well, it looks like a little dab of construction. So by the GPS, it says it takes 32 more minutes to get to Cherokee. I better do that again. It's 53 minutes to Cherokee. It's 32 more miles. I've drove this, a few times here and there. We come up once every couple years, but I've never drove it in a Tesla. Oh, by the way, the Tesla is 2025. I've owned it for 2.5 months, so it's a new experience for me for an electric vehicle to begin with. We're passing by the visitor center. And we're on our way back to Florida. We just left Pigeon Forge. We're going back a little different way. We're going to go I-40 where all the damage was. I understand some of the road has a lot of damage on it, but we're going to go that way to the East Coast. Now, one thing on the Tesla I've noticed that isn't right is that the speed limit said 35, the speed limit right here says 25, and which is right. The sign's right, but this isn't right. I used to have a Garmin GPS, and all the speed limits and stuff that was on the screen was always dead perfect. For some reason, the Tesla screen is not. So they're not sharing the same data or ever what. But that is a problem I come up with. And also, if that was supposed to be 25, we're doing 38. And I put the speed thing at 0 to not the speed, but it just ignores it. So I'm going to try to make a complete full video from one end to the other. Give you a little information on myself. I'm in electronics all my life, and now I'm old. I'm closer to 80 than I am 70. So if I mispronounce certain things, that's just me. So excuse me. Okay. It says 25 on the screen. I'm doing 40. So told you it don't match. But I'm totally impressed with the self-driving mode of this car. I'm surprised what it can do and how accurate it is. And some of the decisions I seen it already made on interstate was very, very good. It actually could have avoided a wreck. besides almost getting hit in Gatlinburg just coming into here. But that had nothing to do with the self-driving. That's just Gatlinburg. Most definitely has pretty scenery through here. Always love going through Smoky Mountains, just driving through. Looks nice and peaceful. All this country in Kentucky, Tennessee, always beautiful country. So it looks like about another 8 miles maybe. That's where the steep curves start coming in. You can see on the map it's coming up. Yeah. Kind of hit the brakes a little. It's doing really well too, because right at the moment they have a lot of shade and light, so it's like flashing at you, and the camera's looks like working just fine. Okay, here's a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit, and the unit still says 25, and I'm doing 42. Here's a steep curve, it's a 20-mile-an-hour curve, I'm doing 40. And it's slowing down a little now. Okay, we dropped down to 30. So coming up here, it looks like a 180-degree curve. And we're still doing 41. Never know, this one I might have to hit the brakes. And it's slowing down. It went to 22 at the end here. And now we're going up a hill. Okay. And now we're behind a pickup. Okay. Yeah, we're driving through here. It's right now 9:15, and the sun is pretty bright. In the sun, it gives you a lot of glare. Okay, we got another car in front of us. Well, at least they're driving about the speed limit. Another issue that I have with it that I just haven't learned, I just don't know the secret, is that when you want it to go faster, I can't figure it out. They said you're supposed to be able to turn the knob that's on the right-hand side of the steering wheel to flip it upward to go faster and then turn it down to go slower. But like I'm on interstate doing, maybe 71, I want to go faster. And I take the rotating knob and go up, 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 up. It doesn't do it. I can't get it to work because just can't get it to work. Next, the way I make it work to go faster, I hit the gas pedal and push down, and when I do that, then it comes up, says has no brakes because it's disabled because I got my foot on the pedal. And to make it go slower, you're supposed to turn the knob down to go to the speed limit at least. And you turn it, and then all at once it does kick in, and then you got to reset it again. So I haven't figured it out. One person said you're supposed to hit the speed and touch it. Well, that didn't work. So, and here or here to get it to the speed limit, but it doesn't work. It's pretty bad. Some towns have a speed limit of 25. You're doing 50. You don't want to get a ticket, so you need to turn it down. And I'm not smart enough to figure out how to do it. Right now we're going around that loop that's 360 degrees. So we just went under the bridge, and now we're getting ready to go over the bridge. So here's the loop. So it looks like this guy in the front is a sightseer. Oh, good, he's turning. Okay, here we go again. So, So now we're doing 45 miles an hour. So we're 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. And now we got some curves. And hauling ass. So we're at the 22-mile mark to Cherokee. I'm not sure if that's downtown Cherokee or what, so. Left to go. And it says 36 more minutes left to go. Found another sightseer. Okay, now we're getting close to some nice steep curves coming up. That was a 180-degree curve.
In 1,000 feet, bear right to stay on Newfound Gap Road North.
And finally said pay attention, because I didn't have my hands on the steering wheel for a while. Came up there on the left-hand side of the screen. Wish the video would have showed my steering wheel, where you can see I haven't been
Now bear
steering.
right to stay on Newfound Gap Road North.
But I thought it was, if you see this section here, you know, you can tell if it's on self-driving or you're driving it yourself. See, no hands. Oh man.
Pokey pokey.
Pokey ain't the word for it. It's gonna take us. Hope my battery don't dry.
Oh no.
Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah, motorcycles. Make sure you're on your own lane. I had to blow my horn at him. Trying to stop in the middle of the tunnel. Well, maybe they'll pull over here. No, they're not going to pull over.
Too many kids.
Okay. We're going to do another 180-degree turn here. As you can see, we're quite high. They're nowhere to pass. It's all yellow lines.
In 500 feet, bear left to stay on Newfound Gap Road South. Now bear left to stay on Newfound Gap Road South.
We got cover what that is.
Yay.
Yeah, he's turning.
Yay.
Okay. Now the car will speed up. I've learned one thing, Tesla likes to speed. Except on the interstate. And don't speed too much. We're on top of the peak. Now we're going down on the other side. Well, it says 19 miles on my GPS. Just past the sign said 20. It's Cherokee. Okay, downhill we go. That's a steep one. $35-mile-an-hour speed limit. Doing 45 again.
In 500 feet, bear left to stay on Newfound Gap Road South.
Another curve.
Now bear left to stay on Newfound Gap Road South.
Got a 180. Yeah, we got a little straightaway here. Well, speed limit's still 35. I'm doing 43, 44. As you can see, it's on chill. now doing 48. Well, it was 48. This is how all the roads used to be when I was growing up. I remember my parents, and I was probably about 11, 12 years old maybe, taking a trip all the way from Cincinnati area all the way to Florida. And all the roads going through Kentucky and Tennessee was just like this. Turn, 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 turn. It actually, you know, back in those days, it actually took 5 days to go from Cincinnati to Florida. Not just 20 hours, 5 days. And all the roads used to be like this, stopping at every town. There's your red light. And it was nice when they got 75 opened in Kentucky and Tennessee. Made a world of difference on driving. Okay, we're doing another 180-degree turn, but it's a slow turn. It's been on auto driving since we entered the park, which is pretty good. It says we have another 15 miles to go to Cherokee. I mean, look, I wish you could see it, but beautiful view right now. And it's like you look down, it's a long ways down there. We're taking a lot of these curves at 41 miles an hour. Here's the one we're taking 44. Still going downhill. At least we got some wider roads right here. Yeah, we got another 180-degree curve coming up. Size 180-degree curve, sign says 25 miles an hour, and we're doing 45 miles an hour. And it's slowing down now. Oh, there's a bus. It says 36. Okay, now it looks like we've got winding roads ahead. Don't look like anything huge curves. It says 13 more miles to go. Looks like 20 minutes more to go by the GPS. Yeah, we're doing 50 now. Like I said before, self-driving mode on this has a mind of its own, and actually it's really impressive, and I just didn't think it would ever drive like this. Extremely impressive. Except it likes the speed. We're doing 48 now. Well, here's a little straightaway. Probably pick up more speed. Supposedly on the self-driving mode, it's supposed to look at the road conditions, flow of the traffic, a whole bunch of things to figure out what speed it would like to go. Because if it starts, raining, it actually will slow down. And if it's a real hard rain, it slows a little more. And if it's a 2-lane in a rainy condition, it slows down more than it does on the interstate. So it does make its own decision. Actually pretty good. Because you can actually get a lead foot really easy in a Tesla. I always thought of a Tesla as an oversized golf cart until I drove one and bought one. my opinion has changed 110%. I come to the conclusion, I've owned everything from Mustangs in my life. I had a Mach 1 Mustang. All the fast cars during the days. And I hate to say, this little tiny car will beat it, and this is only the two-wheel drive, one motor car. This isn't the, high performance car at all. This is the low end, low speed. And it would wipe all of those, cars off from 0 to 100 instantly. Car actually slowed down to 38 miles an hour because those other cars came. Actually, I felt the car slow down because of the incoming traffic. Nine more miles to go to Cherokee. We're getting pretty close. Still beautiful scenery here. Some areas it's like driving through a tunnel. Hey, now it's speed limit 45. Hang on. Then probably the Tesla do 35. Yeah, the Tesla kind of looks at the middle markings and the edge markings on the road. Right at the moment, they basically don't have any on this road. They're so wore out. With the cameras, if you look right here, it's still picking up the double yellow mark, and you can just barely see it. It's so faded and broke up. The edge marking here, and he shows just a little the white line on the edge, but not by much. Because supposedly it's 45 and we're doing 47. It's basically acting the same way as when it was 35. So I think they take the speed limit and say heck with it. And never what the car determines that it should drive. It's just the way it acts. Be nice if they were linked together. Well, we only got 7 more miles to go. bicycle riders. We got barricades here. They shut for the winter. Maybe you can go up so high during the winter time, and that's it. To this section. Going downhill. Over to the left side of us, which you can't see, is a real beautiful stream. Call it a stream, people call it a creek, but let me tell you, it's nice rushing water. It looks crystal clear from here. That's what you don't have in Florida. The only thing you got in Florida sometimes is a stagnated pond. And that's about it. Reason why I like Florida, because in the winter time it's beautiful. The weather is beautiful. And you get to go to the beach or everywhere you want to go, and it's nice and warm. Basically 12 months out of the year. Except the summer. And you can't go warm, it's hot. .2 miles left. Hey. You can see how the Tesla worked. They were passing, they were half in my lane, and the car's starting to react. Hit the brakes and everything. I can tell you one good story about the safety of that. I had an auto drive, self-driving. It was on a 3-lane highway, which was the interstate. I was in the left-hand lane, and I hit the blinkers to go to the middle because I don't like to hang out there very long. Car makes a decision too, but I like making decisions once in a while. And I hit the blinker to go into the middle lane, and the car looked and everything. We started moving over, and we got probably about a foot or two in the lane, and then the car jerked back and then went back into the left lane. That was because the car in the right lane decided to go in the middle lane. I seen it after the Tesla made the decision, because I'm always looking. And actually, the Tesla made the decision faster than I would have been able to. So, and I do have to admit, even if you get the car, you can pay the $99 a month. That's how I do it, to get the self-driving, which is expensive and everything. But that if you're going on a trip, it's most definitely worth the $100. Most definitely worth $100. Well, I think we're almost at the bottom of the Smoky Mountains. Right to the left of us is the visitor center. So we're passing the visitor center right at the moment that you can't see. And we're at the bottom where they usually feed the moose and everything else, but I don't see any here at the moment. So we're at the bottom of the Smoky Mountains. But we still have 3.3 miles to go to Cherokee. I'm just going to do the video for the last 3.3 miles because the road still curves and it's beautiful scenery. I wish you could see the scenery besides just that little windshield area. Right now we're looking at some real nice high mountains, sky, fairly sunny, little hazy. Hey, maybe that's why they call it Smoky Mountains. But it's really beautiful. So it's moving back and forth here on its own. I'm not doing anything. Now it's merging into this other lane. It says we're 2.5 miles left. And now we're getting close to the entrance of Cherokee. And we're stopping for a light. On the left side of us that you can't see is Cherokee, where they got all the little stores. It's the village that they call it over on that side. So now we're in Cherokee. Thank you for watching here. Probably bored you to death. So thank you. Later. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I hope this was helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. When you get a chance, if you would please subscribe to my channel, that would help us out. Thank you.